Capricorn, welcome to my channel, Ortiz Apple Tree. We're asking Spirit to show you what you need to see in love for October 2025. Romance Angel Oracle cards advice for Capricorn. We have release your ex. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Okay? Accurate messages, general messages for Capricorn in love. Romance Angel Oracle advice and love for Capricorn. Okay, we have let go of control issues. And then we have finances and career. Both of these are in reverse. So, trying to control a situation that needs to be let go of. And, you know, remaining independent as well will also keep feelings of need or desperation at bay when you are like able to take care of your own, you know, and not, you know, some people, they seek relationships or connections for like financial assistance, you know, to have, you know, someone take care of them. And so I don't feel like that's your situation, but definitely controlling issues. I don't know if it's it says allow this situation to unfold naturally. The time has come to release your energies. What is a person's true emotions for Capricorn? This person that they need to release. What is this person's true emotion for Capricorn? October 2025. Accurate messages, general messages here for the earth sign Capricorn, man and woman, north, south, east, and west. We have moving on, letting go, loving you, and free. Oh my God. This is just like confirmation. This person wants you to move on. They want you to let go. They want you to love yourself. And they want you to just be free. The freedom, the liberation that being single brings. This is somebody who wants you to move on. So that's why the Spirit started off with release your ex. Accurate general message in regards to this person's. Okay, the side hustle is up. They don't want you to think of them as an opportunity or as like a means of, I don't know if you asked this person for money or if they thought that you needed them financially or something like that. Most Capricorns I know are hardworking people and very independent. You got your own. Like, this is somebody who may have, you know, had you twisted in regards to that. You know, but I don't know if this person thought, I don't know if this person thought you were using them as a side person or, but yeah, moving on, letting go, loving you. North, south, east, and west, man and woman. True emotions for this person. How does this person truly feel about Capricorn? Running is in reverse. So I don't know if they ghosted or if they abandoned the situation or if they ran away. It is in reverse. You don't want this person to play with you, play with your emotions. And as I said, that married in reverse came up. This person could still be married yet separated. They are against getting married again. This is somebody who doesn't want to marry you. They're running from marriage. Like, they're not running to, you know, get into a committed relationship and get married. This is somebody who would run away from commitment. This is somebody who, you know, would hustle you out of giving and they just take. Okay, so I feel like they're not coming to travel towards you or visit you anytime soon. We have GPS in reverse with memories in reverse. This person could have you blocked on social media where you can't see pictures of them. They can't see pictures and videos of you. And I guess someone got really kind of fed up. We have fed up here, fed up with the text messages, fed up with the voicemails, fed up with the DMs. And it's something that maybe someone said that was very shocking. Maybe you said something that shocked this person and then they could have blocked you. And, you know, I don't know if you called this person out as a Jezebel. Maybe you called this person out as just trying to use them sexually. You know, I don't know if you were being sexual with this person or, you know, I don't know if they saw you undressed, but it's an energy where you're not the first. You're not the first. There's many other suitors This person messages other people at the same time. They are also ghosting other people just like they treated you. So you could be surprised when you log on to check on this person and you're deleted or you're blocked. You could be really shocked by disrespectful messages they may, send you. They may call you a whore, or they may think that you're playing games. You know how people try to do reverse psychology, but really it's them that's doing that. Okay. What is the tarot advice for Capricorn in love, October 2025? Accurate general messages here at Ortiz Apple Tree. We do have the 7 of Pentacles, so I feel like this is somebody you could have been talking with, interacting with for the past 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months. And it's time to take stock on, is this growing? Does this have an ability to become something long-term or not? It's definitely a no. They're wanting you to move on. Spirit's wanting you to release this person. This person would drain you of your finances. This person would play in your emotions. They're saying you have control issues. This person is not even marriage material. So it's just taking stock that, maybe Capricorn, you were the only one putting in the effort in trying to make this grow. So now it's Page of Cups in reverse, unrequited love. Someone was very emotionally immature in the way they handled the situation, and the way they, communicated with you was very emotionally immature, maybe hurtful. Page of Cups is in reverse. Tarot advice for Capricorn in love. We have here the Sun. So a lot is going to be highlighted for your greater good on which direction to take, and that's moving on away from this person. That could be considered an ex. An ex doesn't mean that you were in a relationship with them and you broke up. I mean, it does mean that too, but it could mean just the last person you were dealing with, the person in the past. And whatever is highlighted by the Sun, it's for your greater good, and it's to let you know to not invest anymore, or to keep investing, or to break free and move on for something better. Capricorn, for the reading to start off with Spirit saying release your ex, this person that you don't need to talk to anymore. It's time to clear your energies. It's because some of you still have an energetic connection to an ex or to a romantic situation that is holding you back. And it doesn't necessarily mean you're still in love with this person. It just means, for example, you could still be ruminating over what happened, or holding regret or resentment. You could try writing reaching out to this person, or writing a letter and tearing it up, and I mean, just doing what you need to do. Like maybe you can block them. You can write a letter of everything you want to say to this person, and then tear it up and burn it up as like a way of releasing. That's safe, to release the connection. And if that doesn't work, you can see an energy healer who can actually cut the cord at a deeper level. But this is needing to release limiting yourselves, limiting your beliefs about relationships. Because love doesn't always cause pain. No, not all men and women cheat. So, you want to keep hope and faith that not everyone is going to treat you this way. So don't become cynical about love. And, you don't want to invest in a fruitless relationship. Finances and careers in reverse here. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Being independent, where you don't have to depend on anyone else, that you can be very selective of who you choose to be with, that, you're not desperate and willing to tolerate and put up with anything just to have somebody. But Spirit wants you to be independent. That's true freedom, and to support yourself, build your career, and just be self-motivated, where you don't need validation from anyone or relationship. The freedom and independence of being single and just appreciating it is what it is. Some of you are beautiful, you're stylish, you're sophisticated, you're elegant, you are independent. Don't let anyone ever, try to break down your self-esteem from thinking different. For some of you, I want you to work hard. I feel like, well, you have worked hard, but I'm saying cause people to work hard to earn your respect and your affection. Don't just give away respect and affection easily. That's something that's earned. So Spirit wants you to work hard to get to a place where you're just not going to allow anyone into your life who is not worthy of being there, okay? Because you're independent, because you're strong, because you don't need somebody, you want somebody. So you don't want to invest in a fruitless relationship. You want it, because if you're investing in a fruitless relationship, that's a sign you're not investing into yourself. So you want to definitely, ask yourself, consider a partner in a plan. For instance, if you hope to meet the love of your life, write down what are the pros and cons of what you want in a man or what you want in a woman, and start executing them. You don't want someone who complains. You don't want someone who's negative. You want someone who's optimistic, who's motivational, who's encouraging. Start investing in yourself, and you can write like a list of fruitful things you're looking for, or green flags that you want in a relationship, versus the fruitless things, the red flags that you don't want. Okay? And then trust the process, and put yourself first. Definitely put yourself first. Even if your partner, even if this person was the one that ended things first, still put yourself first and know and acknowledge that this connection was a dead end. Don't try to make it work. Just allow it to die out by taking care of you, by investing in you, putting your focus in your stability, your finances, your security. And then Spirit just wants you to also let go of any control issues. Figure out what control means, write down the worst case scenarios, make a list of things you can do, and let go of control issues. Identifying what you can control and what you can't control. You have faith and give it to God, because a controlling person is a turn off. It's someone who wants to force it to work when God is showing you so many signs. This is not a person for you. This is not meant to work. You can't force anybody into being submissive or making something work. So even if you feel powerless to a situation, just know it's a dead end. If it's out of your control, it's for a reason. You don't want, there could have been conflict and unhappiness, and you probably trying to control the situation, becoming possessive or overbearing or stubborn, and that type of behavior, it just leads the other partner to feeling trapped. So it needs to be a balance of wanting structure in a relationship and being a control freak, and learning to compromise, and then knowing when it's a dead end situation and letting it go. So it's identifying any destructive self-sabotaging patterns, and also identifying destructive patterns in your choice of partners, and resolving those issues to avoid attracting people who would want to take advantage of you financially, emotionally, physically, and you want to also avoid people who lack commitment, people who lack monogamous, if that's what you're looking for. So, it's an energy where moving on and letting go is Spirit's advice. And it was this person's true emotion that we asked for. They want you to move on too. So, hey, they don't have to tell me twice that they don't want me. Next. You know what I mean? And sometimes you don't wait for somebody to tell you that. You can feel it. You can see the red flags. You can know when to let go of people, possessions, and situations and past issues. And then you release toxic people or situations that are no longer healthy for you. You shed the old and you let go of regrets. Okay? And so it's stop trying to control people. Stop trying to control situations. And approach your love life with a more relaxed, open attitude, because it's also about letting go of resentment, letting go of fear of moving on. So when you let go of fear and resentment, you can allow yourself to move forward in a positive way. This could have been a very toxic connection, and if it's not healthy for you, if it's not serving you, move on, move forward, let go of fear, get out there and be available to meet new people with an open heart. Because if you allow resentment from this not working to close your heart, then was there really a lesson learned out of this? Are you still trying to control a situation by closing yourself off to new people? So you have to be ready to release any resentment and heal yourself and move forward with an open heart and open mind that not everybody's going to cheat on you. Not everybody's going to hurt you. And, the side effects of being a control freak is you're constantly having to do everything yourself. You're reaching out first. You're trying to progress the relationship on your own. You're being the masculine, and so what happens when a control freak loses control, they're on the edge of frustration because the people in their life is uncontrollable. Things don't always go the way you want, and people don't usually cooperate. And when that happens, the control freak gets irritated, angry, agitated, frustrated, say, I give up on love. I'm just tired of this. And that means someone here is repeating destructive patterns in their love life and not learning, So you want to definitely have set boundaries for yourself and stay calm and know when something is a dead end and to move on. Because attempting to control something or attempting to control an outcome or a situation or a person is just going to cause greater stress and anxiety when you can't. It's going to cause heightened criticism of yourself, and you're hurting yourself by trying to control others and trying to control an outcome. So you want to just definitely let that go, and notice that about yourself. We're always learning and growing and improving ourselves, but you have to be self-aware and you have to be honest with yourself in order to grow. Seven of Pentacles is talking about what's crucial in making a long-term relationship work and thrive, and it's nurturing, perseverance, cultivation, and it's effort. And if it's not effort on both sides, it's one-sided. You can't reap benefits if you're the only one putting effort in making it work, So for some of you, you've noticed that you don't want to keep wasting your time or your effort. You don't want to get bogged down by this lack of growth in this connection. You just want to definitely shift the focus back on yourself, moving forward, healing from this. Get back into, putting effort into your career, things that are productive, things that are beneficial for you. And you might need to just completely rethink your plans that you made together with this person if it's not working, and decide if this is still where you want to be headed. If somebody is convincing you to move on, wanting you to move on, blocking you, not communicating with you, this is not the person of your dreams. This is not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like, something that's meant to be will be, not forced to be. So you don't want to try too hard for somebody, because then it comes off as needy and desperate, and then a person will think that you're just wanting them for their money. I mean, you got your own money, You don't ever want to make an effort to the point where it's overly controlling or it's pushy, because that's trying too hard. And so love needs to be nurtured, but it also needs to be given the room to grow and breathe. And so you have to know when to leave a dead-end situation. You don't want to get fooled again by this person. You have to be honest with yourself first. Discuss things with yourself. Talk to yourself. Give yourself a pep talk. You don't deserve someone who is going to abandon you, someone who has a lack of commitment, someone who's never, if this is a distance between the two of you, someone who's never going to put in the effort to come and see you. And know your worth. Use affirmations, It's all about disconnecting and being done, and having a stay strong mantra, and keep knowing your value. That's the steps to leaving a dead end connection, and it's about really moving on. Progress of yourself, of being able to let go and let God heal you, let God direct you, come through the bad times and allow yourself to learn the lesson so it's not repeated with the next person you meet. Because life doesn't stop just because one monkey don't stop a show. You keep on moving, you keep dating, you don't give up on love, and you open yourself up to healthy relationships to come into your life when you know how to let go of a control, when you know how to let go of trying to force something to work, when you just have an open mind, open heart, more relaxed situation with going towards love. So it's a period of healing and finding strength to leave a connection that's dead end. You know, this person for some reason could have thought that you wanted to use them for their money, but they would have actually ended up draining you. They would have expected you to travel, and travel takes money, gas and stuff like that. They would have expected you to invest in them and to be one-sided. So you want to stop letting people use you for money, you know, and I don't know why this person thought that you were the gold digging type. You have your own, you know. This is somebody who, you know, maybe someone had a fear of moving on. They just, you know, but I felt that this was a dead end or stagnation to this connection. Someone here was very unhappy and worried about what the future might hold if they move on. No, this is not the end of your love life. So you don't want to resist change because you're paralyzed by fear of, you know, this is somebody who would have abandoned you. This is somebody who would have left you without conclusion, without closure. This is somebody who could have abandoned their own family back in the past. This is somebody who could be divorced or separated or cynical about marriage, especially if they was hit with like alimony and lost their house and all that in a bad, bitter divorce. This person probably looks at marriage like it's something they don't want to do again. So this is someone who, you know, would play on you if you had a low self-esteem or a low self-worth. This person would use that to their own advantage of selfish gain. You don't want that. You want a healthy relationship. You want someone who knows how to resolve issues and someone who will help raise your self-worth. But I feel like that's not anybody's job to do. That is definitely your job, to raise your own self-worth so you can attract the right partner who will enhance your self-worth, who will acknowledge your self-worth, who will add to your self-worth and not take away from and deplete you and drain you. So it's, you know, it was a good job with appearing to be happy on the outside, but on the inside there was a lot of problems. Things became stagnant. There was a lack or fear of commitment that caused a lot of issues in this connection. And so there's nothing to invest in something. So it was a breakdown. You know, this is someone who could have lost a lot if they went through a divorce. They could have lost their home. They could have lost a lot of money. And so this is someone who's not willing to put the effort into anything that's traditional at this time. This is someone who would prevent you from finding a happy, healthy relationship. So you want to leave dysfunctional, negative patterns alone. You know, you want to change any negative patterns so you can find a happy, healthy, fulfilling relationship. You know, this is one partner wanting a commitment and the other not, and it just leading to one big old rocky connection. This is an energy where, you know, someone could have abandoned the relationship. Like there's a connection that could have started off really quickly with passion and energy, and then it lost its momentum. It has a lack of romance. And so whether the connection was new or you've been together for years, there was a lack of energy, a lack of excitement, a lack of sex, a lack of passion, and it was not moving forward at the speed you maybe wanted it to. Some of you wanted to hold hands and run off into the wild blue yonder, into the sunset, and it didn't happen that way. You can't drag somebody to come towards you with commitment leading to marriage. This person wasn't willing, that's not the direction they were on. So, you know, the initial infatuation and obsession turned sour quick. And then I feel like you soon begin to realize why you dislike this person. You know, you're probably going to start thinking, what did I even ever see in this person? And so what happens is this person's not willing to travel towards you. They're not willing to, you know, that maybe they turn off their location. You can't even see where they are anymore. And what happens is memories start to fade. You feel sad that the memories of this ex is fading, and you realize, you know, it's getting harder and harder to remember the good that happened. It's overshadowed by the bad. And so you want to just socialize to forget memories of this person. Spend time with family and friends who make you feel good. Build new positive experiences that can help you overshadow memories of this person you want to forget. Try new things to help you create new associations and memories that don't involve this person at all. Let me charge my phone, y'all. It's dying. Hold on. Capricorn, I want to apologize if you hear me sniffling. My voice is kind of like really scruffy, gruffy, like my throat's scratchy. So I'm like taking medicine because, you know, I feel like I have a cold coming on, so if my voice sounds kind of scruffy, a little heavier than usual, that's why. And it actually hurts to talk, but I'm going to get these messages out. Somebody needs to hear what I got to say, right? What Spirit wants me to say. I'm just a messenger. But yeah, also what Spirit is wanting you to know is that, you don't want to get drawn into any conflict or arguments, unnecessary or petty disagreements and stuff like that. Yeah, you could fight your corner over important things, but you don't want to allow every tiny disagreement to spiral into a full-blown argument. That's why it's just best to cut this person off, move on, and accept that it's over for a reason. A person's rejection is definitely God's protection. And for some of you, this connection was taking a very long time to develop. And it was just so many red flags. I feel like some of you wanted it to work so bad you could have turned a blind eye to it. But if you were hoping for a relationship, you're going to be disappointed with the outcome. And it will, even if you continued, it would take so long. You would run out of patience. You know what I mean? So, and with the energy here, fed up in reverse, this is somebody who, if you're on the receiving end of this, you might want to know what signs to look for when a person's fed up or when a person's tired or when a relationship is ending. You don't want to hold on to it for any reasons. If a person's distant, that's a sign they're fed up. If they're joking about you, but it hurts you, I'm a firm believer that a person's jokes will tell what is really on their mind. If a person's regularly joking about, trying to, people will say little things out the side of their face and they say, ha ha ha, I was just kidding. No, they weren't. If it hurts your feelings, that was this person's goal. If a person makes you feel uneasy around them, if they've stopped communicating with you, if they have like a cold, icy demeanor, ever had to deal with someone that you hated? And if so, you already probably knew that it's really difficult not to be cold towards them. So if this person is like cold and icy and an icy disposition towards you, that's one of the signs this person's tired of you or fed up. If they're consistently selfish, if they rage at you without warning, if you try to approach them about their behavior and they gaslight you and you get stonewalled, or if this person's friends start to be hateful towards you, those are energies. If this person is not spending time with you, if they asked you for space, or like this person's true emotion was like moving on, they're letting go, that's what they've done. They're already moving on. So it's going to be useless to continue messaging this person, and they may have you blocked from being able to communicate with them anyway. And there was a Jezebel spirit here, side hustle. It was other people on the side. You know what I mean? It was a Jezebel energy anyway. This is somebody who was promiscuous. They probably tried to say you were that way, but it's just reflection. It's projection. I meant projection. This is somebody who was manipulative, promiscuous. They had other people that they're messaging or sleeping with or entertaining. I've never met a faithful Jezebel. I've never met a Jezebel with morality. This is someone who is not into commitment whatsoever. And this is someone who would actually manipulate you, play on your emotions, and use you and not give, like take from you and not give. And so it's warning signs. You don't want to be under the influence of a Jezebel. They will seduce you and they will hurt you. They will seduce you through the lust of flesh. Like if you were intimate with this person, or this person seeing you undressed in some kind of way, you're not the first and you won't be the last. This person could make commitments and then quickly disappoint you and break promises. It's just so many things that will cause you to feel humility after dealing with someone like this. They will cause you insecurity. And it's just signs. You got to know the signs of a Jezebel spirit. You know, it's not of morality. It's not of commitment. It's a spirit that usually doesn't fight alone. It usually has other demonic entities with it. And so, yeah, it's all about, you know, sometimes you got to pray over your love life. There's a lot of people that pray for money. They pray for stability. They pray for healing and health. But a lot of times people forget to pray over their love life, to, you know, have God put up a spiritual protection in your love life against whores and players and users and whoremongers and Jezebel spirits, people who want to, gold diggers, people who want to sleep with you for sex, sleep with you for money, and prostitute. You know, pray against the Jezebel spirit in your love life, so more wholesome people can enter in. You know what I mean? Even if this person was to try to apologize to you, it is definitely a very insensitive apology, which is not really a sincere apology at all. You know, I feel like some of you are very disappointed in love by the things that were highlighted. That's because God doesn't want you to be fooled. God doesn't want you to be played. You know, you can avoid a lot of pain and heartache when things are revealed in the front instead of in the end, you know. And so you want to evaluate your priorities, take more mature approaches in relationships if you want them to work out. Like I said, not controlling someone, not falling head over heels in love with someone that hasn't earned your trust or earned your affection. You know, letting your body, what you can offer your body, let that be the very last thing that you give up. You know, that's the very last thing that anyone should be able to see you expose, or in a bedroom or an intimate situation that has not earned their way into your love life like that. So you don't want to become sexually active in any way. You might say, oh, we didn't go all the way, or we didn't, you know, anything sexual is sexual, whether it's full on intercourse or not. You don't want to expose yourself. Like, leave it to the imagination, like the old school days. You know, you wonder why some marriages lasted so long. It's because people out here were covered up. Things were left to an imagination, you know, and no one was really promiscuous. It's a promiscuous energy. So if you want real love, you gotta not engage in promiscuity. And you don't want to engage in any childish revenge plots or envy or jealousy or have feelings of vindictiveness, because this is unrequited love. You know, it's real love. It's a love that it's a feeling, it's a connection, emotion that's not reciprocated. It's one-sided. And so if you're becoming overly sensitive, or the drama queen type of behavior, that could cause a lot of friction. You don't want to do that. So evaluating your priorities, being mindful of what type of relationship you want, and then stay true to yourself. You know, before you start flirting and being sexual, you could be possibly seduced by a heartbreaker if you're not careful. So be very mindful and let people earn their way into your love life, into your heart, to your bedroom. You know what I mean? Have them to invest for at least 7 months, you know. There is I think it's called a 3-6-9 rule in relationships, and it's where it's from 3 to 6 months. I think it's like no big decisions about a relationship. You can live by the 3-6-9 rule. It's no big decisions about a relationship or about sex until you've been seeing each other for at least, I would say, 9 months, 3 or 6 or 9 months. It's safer to stick with the 6 or 9 months or longer before you start seriously considering really big decisions like having sex. Okay. That's the last thing. Being exposed, letting your emotions be exposed, your body be exposed. That's the last thing that should happen while dating. And so, the sun comes, and with it, it brings healing. It brings happiness. It brings growth. And it also at the same time shines light into everything in your path, Capricorn, and any hidden issues within your personality, within whoever you're dealing with is highlighted, and it's highlighted for your greater good. So it takes a form of you becoming more self-aware about any self-sabotaging behaviors that you can improve. It also highlights hidden issues in connections, where it could take the form of a connection becoming more open and honest, but in most cases ending to allow a better relationship to come to you. Okay, so whatever the outcome, the sun is very positive and good in your love life. And it just reminds you that God is not going to allow anything to be hidden. Okay, it will always, a snake will always reveal its snake tongue, its snake tendencies. You know, people, whatever they hide in the dark will always be revealed, you know. And so it's a dynamic here. It's a dynamic emerging from a difficult situation where you've experienced some setbacks or betrayal in your love life. And Spirit wants you to start to see the glimmer of hope in this form of the sun. It's a road to recovery, to start to feel optimistic about your future. You know, it's a period of happiness, being happy that God saved you from a heartbreak. He saved you from wasting your money, your time, your energy, your effort, you know, and it's being grateful for everything that happens. And when you have faith and trust in God, you know that a setback is not a bad thing. It could be for you to take the time to look within, to correct some energies, to heal yourself, and to go moving forward more improved, stronger, wiser, and prepared to face these challenges and not deal with tolerating just anything in your love life, right? And so it's very powerful. You know, it's the sun here is like a powerful energy in unlocking insights into your life, and it's got a unique energy that brings on, like I said before, healing, growth, renewal, enlightenment. It's a journey, and your journey can be very fascinating when you're allowing yourself to grow and go with the flow. Like, comment, share, and subscribe here at Ortiz Apple Tree. This is Ortiz Apple Tree. I think I just said that. This is a general message, so receive what resonates and leave what doesn't. Hit the bell to be notified of new uploads. You don't want to miss out. Okay, so until next, and this cold is really kicking my throat, my butt too. So until next time, Capricorns, take care.